Welcome to LuxWorld, where we explore how the world's most exclusive sports and industries propel athletes to new heights of fame and fortune. Today, we're diving into the meteoric rise of the UFC, the Ultimate Fighting Championship, and how it has transformed from a niche, underground fight promotion into a global powerhouse, launching athletes into the stratosphere of wealth and celebrity. When the UFC was first founded in 1993, it was a raw and unregulated spectacle, a no-holds-barred fight with minimal rules. But fast forward to today, and the UFC is one of the most prestigious sports brands in the world, boasting mega pay-per-view events, lucrative sponsorship deals, and athletes who have become global superstars. This is no longer just about brutal combat, it's about building empires. The UFC's appeal? It's part gladiatorial sport, part strategic martial arts, and all drama. Fans are drawn to the raw intensity of the fights, the diverse skill sets of its athletes, and the larger-than-life personalities that often come with them. It's not just about who can throw the hardest punch, but who can outwit, outlast, and outmaneuver their opponent in the octagon. This complexity has drawn in millions of viewers and made the UFC a staple of modern sports entertainment, bringing in billions of dollars in revenue. But the real story here? How the UFC has become a goldmine for its top athletes. Take Conor McGregor, for example. Before joining the UFC, McGregor was a plumber's apprentice in Dublin, struggling to make ends meet. Today, he's one of the wealthiest athletes in the world, with earnings that extend far beyond his fight purses. McGregor has leveraged his UFC fame to launch fashion lines, whiskey brands, and even a stake in his own fitness company. This blueprint for success, fighting to fame and then branching out into business, has made UFC fighters some of the most financially savvy athletes in the world. The UFC has been instrumental in turning fighters into brands. With social media playing a crucial role, athletes are no longer just fighters, they're influencers. Their Instagram accounts, Twitter feeds, and YouTube channels have become platforms to showcase not just their athleticism, but their personalities, training routines, and luxurious lifestyles. Fighters like Israel Adesanya, Amanda Nunes, and Khabib Nurmagomedov have all used their UFC success as a launchpad for global fame, securing sponsorships from top brands like Reebok, Monster Energy, and crypto platforms, to name a few. A big part of the UFC's magic is its ability to create narratives, rivalries, redemption arcs, underdog stories, making the sport not just about fights but about entertainment. Fans don't just tune in to see punches thrown, they invest in the fighters' stories, their journeys from humble beginnings to the top of the UFC food chain. These narratives are part of what makes UFC athletes household names, and incredibly marketable ones at that. And let's talk about the big money. While the UFC's fighter pay has been a point of controversy in the past, the top-tier athletes are raking in huge sums. Not only do they earn hefty purses for main events, but they also take home bonuses for Fight of the Night, Performance of the Night, and of course, pay-per-view percentages. Conor McGregor's 2018 bout against Khabib Nurmagomedov, for example, generated over $180 million in revenue, with McGregor pocketing an estimated $50 million. And that's not even counting his earnings from outside endorsements and ventures. For the UFC's elite, the octagon has become a gateway to multi-million-dollar paydays. But it's not just the veterans or megastars who are cashing in. The UFC has a global reach, hosting events from Las Vegas to Abu Dhabi to Paris. This international exposure means fighters from all corners of the globe are getting their shot at stardom. New markets like China and Russia have produced breakout athletes who, thanks to the UFC's massive following, are becoming national heroes and international icons. The UFC's business model has also been a game changer. Unlike traditional sports leagues where athletes are part of a team, UFC fighters are individual brands. And the beauty of the UFC's structure is that fighters can craft their own destinies. They can negotiate fight contracts, sign their own endorsement deals, and even co-promote their events, meaning the opportunities for fame and fortune are only limited by their own ambitions. For athletes with the right mix of talent, personality, and marketability, the UFC has become a platform for achieving success far beyond the octagon. The partnership with ESPN in 2019 solidified the UFC's place in mainstream sports culture. With UFC events regularly aired on the world's largest sports network, the promotion's audience has skyrocketed, drawing in casual fans who might not have otherwise tuned in. This exposure is not just great for the sport, it's great for the fighters. More eyeballs mean more sponsorships, more brand deals, and more opportunities to turn fight fame into long-lasting fortune. In the luxury world, wealth and fame go hand in hand, and the UFC has mastered the art of both. By offering fighters a platform to showcase their talents and personalities to a global audience, the UFC has effectively turned its athletes into some of the most marketable and financially successful sports figures on the planet. Whether it's through major endorsement deals, business ventures, or social media dominance, UFC fighters are proving that the octagon is not just a place to win titles, it's a stepping stone to an empire. So, what does the future hold for the UFC and its athletes? With more international markets being tapped and the rise of female fighters breaking barriers, the UFC is poised for even greater global dominance. The opportunities for fame and fortune are limitless, and it's safe to say we're only seeing the beginning of what UFC athletes can achieve, both in and out of the octagon. That wraps up today's look at how the UFC has become a juggernaut for athlete fame and fortune. If you loved this behind-the-scenes dive into the luxury side of combat sports, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to LuxWorld for more insights into the glamorous, high-stakes world of sports, fame, and opulence. Let us know in the comments which athlete or industry you'd like to explore next. And as always, stay fabulous.